What would you
Well,
say?
I would say that, a number of the traits, the patterns, the schizophrenic voices run, Frank is also experiencing. Now his is somewhat different, but there's a lot of commonalities. The negativity. I mean, why would a hallucination be negative? Why would a hallucination be anti-religious? So what the psychiatric mafia is saying that these things are hallucinations.
We're echoing here.
Yeah, Frank says they create negative emotion if he lets them onto their own. They're negative, and that's the same thing the voices are. They energetically drain their victims. Frank has had that too. Let me see.
Frank, do you have your speakers on? You're beside your headphones over there?
Yeah, we got a big feedback loop here.
Got a big feedback. Do you have your outside speakers on besides your headphones over there?
You know what? I had my outside speakers on.
Oh, maybe that was the...
Okay, they foster isolation, which is one thing you said. No, it's not my speakers.
Let me try something here.
And they maneuver for control.
Okay.
So what you're saying is you have to kind of keep them in line.
I muted Frank, so it's his side that's echoing because it's not right now. Yeah.
So they manipulate perception and they want isolation. They want the person to be isolated, so it's only the person and the voices. So there's a lot of commonalities with that. They don't like the person reading the Bible. They don't like him going to church, and boredom is what they want. They want the person isolated, so it's only them and the person.
So Frank, when it's time for you to talk, you can unmute yourself. I just muted it because I think your speakers are on as well, which was the echo we've been getting because it stopped since I muted your side. So Jerry, one quick question, then I'm going to put you a bit on the warm seat here. What about it seems that they also eat off the positive emotions? Frank was saying, right?
They don't do that.
No. I would disagree. That would be that would be a hard disagree on my side because, like, what about people that eat a lot, let's say, and have a good feeling from that?
But look at the end result of that. It's destructive.
It's horrible. I'm not saying it's not a destructive result, but it is an emotion still of a kind.
Well, yeah, but look where it ends up. The person ends with a bad self-concept. They're overweight. They're sick.
I agree.
So it's a temporary thing. So just like Frank was saying, sometimes they come in and they pretend to be angels or have special powers or we can help you. And then once they got you, they're on you.
Oh, I'm not saying it doesn't go to the negative. Yeah, it does go to the negative, but they trick you through some of the positive. Like you said, like his pain goes away. You feel good when you eat chocolate cake, for example. Yep. Maybe too much sex people have, I mean, all those sorts of things, right? Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. I had them where the meth addicts the voices would tell them where to be and when to be there to get meth. And this was several of them. So they thought that was a good thing. That was great for them. They were all, oh, great, wonderful. That's exactly what we want. But look at the end result.
Well, the drugs feel good for a moment.
Right. And then, it's the same thing with sex is the same thing. Sex addicts, they end up getting, it feels good for the moment, but then in the long run, it's destructive. So they know that.
I agree. Or alcohol, all of that. Alcohol, drugs.
Feels good when you're drunk, but later on it, catches up with you. That's what they want.
Of course.
They'll feed you something good to start with. And once they get their claws in you, then they got you.
Gotcha. That's what I mean. That's the honey in the trap, so to speak, or the cheese.
Right. Exactly. Okay. You got it now.
Yeah. We're kind of talking about the same thing with different definitions, but I hear you for sure. Obviously.
Frank, what would be your parting message to people?
What's on his chin there? Looked like he had a few.
I know. Isn't that weird? It looks like you got two metal things sticking out of your chin.
No, that is interesting. Yeah.
Hey, Frank, is there anything sticking out of your chin?
Oh, came and went, huh? That was interesting.
That was weird.
Totally looked like horns or something coming out of his chin.
Yeah. It did.
It did. Yeah. That was it. That
was. I mean,
weird.
It was clear as day.
It was. That was strange.
Frank, what is that? What was that?
You have to unmute yourself, Frank. I muted you. You have to unmute yourself if you want to chat. Where your little Frank on the bottom left of your screen says there. There you go.
What were those things? Both of us saw it was like two teeth sticking out of, canines sticking out of your chin. What was that?
I just wiped my face, bit of sweat with some tissue, and some of the tissue stuck to my face.
Maybe.
Didn't look like that to me.
Maybe.
Didn't look
Me,
like
me
that to
neither.
me.
Yeah, didn't look like to me either. Yeah, because you mentioned before, that they're living in your teeth, so to speak, or your front teeth. Yeah, no, I see the tissue. Well, that was interesting, Jerry. I think it's the first time that we saw some. To me, it didn't look like any tissue. Obviously, it looked like two pointed teeth for sure. Yeah.
It looked like two canine teeth
Coming out, which
that
is
was pretty
interesting.
cool. And they stayed there. They
Yeah.
stayed there for a good while.
Because they came and they went and they came and they went when you moved your head. So I don't think it was tissue. So it was very interesting to see that.
Yeah.